making it official. Chat E next episode. Alright, it's letting you all know that I'm starting a live video. We are ready to rock and roll. Hi guys, how are you? Happy Memorial Day. Back at it. Okay. I don't know what it did. Hey Cass, did it block it out for a second or what did it do? If I had to pause it for a quick second. There we go. Got it. Hi Carson, how are you? Good to see you. So happy you guys are here. Making it work. Guys, I'm teaching. A lot of people haven't done these lives before, so we're learning, and that's totally fine. There we go. Hey, how are ya?
Good. Sorry for the complications. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, girl, don't worry. Actually, there's so many people who have never done this before, and I didn't explain it well enough, so you're totally fine. How are you doing?
Good. I was just, practicing some dances because I am, well, not me, but my cousins are having a party this weekend.
They're having a party this weekend, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so much fun. So what kind of dances are you learning?
Just twerking, more twerking, and that's all I know how to do.
That's so much fun. Well, maybe you can give me a lesson. Haven't gotten that far yet, so I'm not very good at that. So funny. Well, good to see you. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been such a long time.
I know. I feel like I'm old, but like I'm not old.
It's been a while. I mean, we all of a sudden we're about to be like mid upper 20s, right? So what's this craziness?
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to start out by introducing you and kind of getting us started, and then I'll give you an opportunity to kind of follow up and introduce yourself if you feel like I missed out on anything, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, so hi guys, welcome to the next episode of Chat E. If you've never tuned in before, Chat E is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs, content creators, and just people doing cool things in the world to have an opportunity to share with us what they're up to and kind of inspire us to be the best version of ourselves and go after our dreams. My name is Ellie, for anyone that I have not met or connected with before. My guest this evening is the wonderful Nadia Coleman. We actually went to high school together, so super cool for us to connect. Once again, it's been a long time, like we were just sharing, and she is the founder and creator of Perfectly Pressed Nails. So she if you don't want to go into the salon and get your nails done, I think we'll talk about that too. That might be an option for you. And you want your nails to come home with you to be customized, to be set to what you like and make it easier, simpler. You don't have to sit around for a long time. Nadia is your girl. She is talented. She's creative. And she's ready to listen to what you want. So super cool. She actually just created a set for me, which we're going to share with you guys too. And yeah, so happy to connect with you again and to have you here. And thank you for being so flexible with all these changes that we've had to go through in the last couple weeks.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this week was crazy, but you know what? You never know what's going to happen. Things happen last minute. But I'm glad, we finally got it scheduled out and everything worked out.
Exactly. We're going to make it work. So do you have anything else just to introduce yourself any further? Anything that you think that I missed that you'd want to add?
Honestly, you pretty much hit all the points, I do nails, but then I also do the press on nails. So I can do them for you here and then pretty much ship out the nails to you.
Which is so convenient, and for anyone who does get their nails done, whether it be on a regular basis or just on special occasions, it's nice and you'd be, feeling like you're popping off and you're doing great, but it takes a long time for you to get your nails done. So why not reach out to Nadia and be like, hey, this is what I want, and have her send them to you in the mail. So you just, she gives you the instructions, which we'll go over, and tells you how to put them on, how to make them look nice, and you can take them off if you're over it, and then switch them up. So I honestly think this is the new way to do it. Love nail salons, but it takes too long for me, honestly. I can't do it.
And then you fall asleep while you're there too sometimes.
Oh my gosh, I know. And it's for so many people, it's such a ritual and required because it makes you feel so put together and it's so nice, but it takes just way too long.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you get started in nails? Nadia and I, we've known each other, since 6th grade. The middle school and high school that we went to had one feeder school. So we were all together for years and years, but I never knew that you were into anything of the sort until you commented on a Facebook post of mine a while ago. No idea.
Honestly, I didn't know I was into it either. Like when I was young, I've always been like painting my nails, but I feel like a lot of little girls have done that.
Sure.
But I guess what was different with me was my dad actually would buy me like nail supplies. Not just, polish where I just paint them. It would be like little stuff where I could do little cute designs on it,
Sure.
like glitter and stuff, and I'll put it on my nails. And then when I was in high school, I was like, this is kind of interesting, but I didn't really know how to go about it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got to college, I was like, let me just buy some supplies, see
Yeah.
where it goes. I didn't know what I was doing. The supplies I bought were all cheap. They were all terrible.
Right.
But I was just like, let me just buy it. Let me just start. And I basically started doing nails on myself
Hmm.
probably sophomore year of college. And
So, okay, sorry, go ahead. Uh-huh.
oh yeah, that was pretty much it. Like I wasn't really even looking to teach myself. I just wanted to just have my nails done all the time.
Totally.
Uh,
So, what do you think, or how do you think it comes in, like simplicity of doing it on yourself versus doing your like nails for other people? Because, I mean, personally, I am not skilled on either side of that spectrum. Like mine look, especially on like my, what is it, my non-dominant? No, it's harder to do your dominant hand with your
yeah.
non-dominant hand. I struggle, girlfriend. Like I don't even try just because it's like super hard. So would you say that it's like been easier for you to do it on yourself and learn that way, or easier for you to do it on other people?
I think it's been easier to do it on myself. And honestly, since I've been doing it on myself, like I'm
Yeah.
right-handed, but
Uh-huh.
now like my left hand is so much more steady just from the continuous practice of doing it on myself. Because I
Sure.
used to, be like this.
Right, right.
Now like I can do it really smooth. So this is my right hand right now, like done just with my left hand.
They look so good. When you sent me a picture of something earlier, or I think it was when you were showing me my set, like with your nails on it, I was like, oh my gosh, her nails look so good. They're popping in the corner. I was like, she better, I bet she did those herself.
Yeah, and I mean, it used to take me maybe like several hours just to do, my one hand. But now that
Totally.
like I'm used to it, I can do it pretty much just as fast as I can do other people's hands.
That's super nice. I feel like that's such a nice talent to have, and also you can get it done. It's like so much more affordable, and that's like just like a cool thing to be able to do because so many people wish they could, but like they don't have the patience to take the time to learn to then be able to just like knock it out.
I save so much money. I'm like, instead of spending what $30 to $100, because it can pretty much be anywhere in between that just to get your nails done, I
Totally.
just have it for free. I just gotta take out 2 hours out of my day just to do it.
100%. It'll last for a couple weeks, so that's super nice. So when you go into like cosmetology, that kind of includes like hair, makeup, nails, all those kind of things. So wait, did you like kind of go into like an area where all three of those things have been like an asset of your life, or have you primarily focused on nails?
I've honestly just focused on nails. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I hate doing hair. I hate doing
Yeah,
my hair. I hate doing anyone else's hair.
yeah,
So I pretty much just like, you know what? I don't want to do the hair. I don't want to do the makeup. Even though like I always have those stuff done. If I could pay somebody else to do my hair and makeup every day, I would. So I
sure.
just
No, I
ended
know it's
up,
a lot of effort.
yeah, exactly. So I just ended up going to school just focusing strictly on the nail portion.
So you did go to school for it.
Yeah, and it's a lot cheaper because for
Yeah.
cosmetology, it can be up to like 30,000, but just for nails, it can be anywhere between 2,000 and 5,000.
Oh, I didn't even, well, because I've never looked into that like avenue of
Yeah,
schooling. I didn't realize that you could specialize in that and just go to school for that.
and it's so much cheaper. So I'm just like, why am I going to do all this other stuff I don't even care about and pay all this money when I can just focus on one
Totally.
thing?
Yeah, I feel like most people that I've talked to have gone to school for all three, but then they pick like a preference, and that's kind of like the area in which they focus, but they know how to do all of them if they needed to.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, since I like my nails long, I wouldn't be able to do hair anyway.
True.
So like, there's no point in me doing it because I I mean, I'm used to long nails, but I definitely can't do certain things, and that would be hair.
No, true. They would totally be getting in the way of everything, so that makes sense.
Right.
So perfectly pressed nails is pretty new, right? And you're
Mhm.
also like working somewhere else. So do you kind of want to share about just where you're working now, if anyone wants to come check you out, and then how you also were kind of able to start your own business and have something else like offered on the side?
So right now I'm working at a salon. before, I've just been pretty much hopping from job to job, but now I
Right.
finally found a salon that I like, and it's in DC. It's at LaFont Plaza. It's called Luxury Nail Spa, and
Mm-hmm.
there I do, pretty much every service. So acrylic, dip, manicure, pedicures, pretty much everything that you can get at a salon. And at that salon, we even do like lashes and brows. Not me though.
Yeah,
I wish I
yeah,
was that
yeah.
skilled, but I'm not that skilled, unfortunately. And honestly, that's where I've improved like dramatically just from the last couple of months, just from working at that salon. My skill went from like what I felt like was terrible to like what it looks like now.
Right.
And that's what I realized. It's like you just have to practice. Because before I wasn't really practicing. I was just like, I'll do a set and then I'd be like, okay, well, it didn't come out good, whatever. But
Sure.
now I'm doing it pretty much every day. And then when I do see something I don't like, I'm like, oh, let me go on YouTube and be like, what can I fix about this that I messed up?
Sure. Yeah. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Um, just for anyone who is interested, Nadia's like super flexible and like open for all your creativity. So I sent her all kinds of like crazy out the wazoo things that I've never done before for like designs for my nails. But then it's kind of like she'll like streamline me, which is something that I need. Kind of be like, well, this could work, like, and I feel like if I was like, oh my gosh, get so abstract, you totally do it. But I'm kind of like trying to find my way with it. So I think it was very helpful for you to be like, hey, well, like, I see like kind of like the vibe you're going with, but like I feel like this would also be really beneficial. And I feel like we came up with a consensus on something that would really work. And then your creativity and like giving me options is very cool.
Exactly. Like as long as we are able to like communicate what you kind of want, and then I can like kind of put my own artistic, I guess, like freedom into it, then you can still
Mm-hmm.
come out with something that looks nice, but isn't too much or too little for whatever you want.
100%. Yeah. And make it yours, right? Make it special and specific, but it doesn't always have to be as over the top as you think necessarily.
Exactly.
So you're working at a spa in Salon in DC, which is fabulous. And then I've also started your own business. So a lot of people, I feel like something that holds them back from starting their own business is like funds and like finances. Even if like maybe some of the things that you've had, or like you were saying when you were practicing on yourself, you might already have some supplies to use to like provide for other people.
Mm-hmm.
When you were deciding that you were going to start your own business, how did you like prepare yourself for that, like financially? Did you say that you're going to be like, okay, this amount of money that I make is going towards my business, or I'm going to invest, or like, just how is your game plan with that? Because I think for so many people that like makes them hesitant and kind of prevents them from wanting to go after that because it can be a huge investment to start your own business.
No, yeah, I completely understand. Like sometimes it's hard to really know how much to save.
Right.
So when I first started doing nails, I just kind of slowly was stacking up on supplies. I didn't just like buy all at once or just be
Yeah.
like, this is exactly how much I'm gonna spend. I just kind of added like little by little.
Sure.
And
Totally.
eventually like it adds up without you even realizing how much money you spent.
Right.
And another way you can also do it, which I did because unfortunately, long story, and I'm not gonna get into. Unfortunately, I lost all those supplies that I like slowly saved up. So since I lost all those, then I had to come up with another game plan,
Right.
which was pretty much to get all the supplies I needed all at once. So I just decided like how much money do I have right now and how much am I willing to spend just for the investment. And then, I also did my research like on what products I wanted to get because you don't want to just be like, okay, I'm going to spend like $500 and then just buy like random supplies that's up to $500. You want to make sure like it's supplies that's going to make you that 500 back plus
Totally.
a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. You want to profit from it for sure.
Yeah, so I definitely made sure to do my research on what supplies were good, what supplies were going to last.
Totally. That's
And
important.
yeah, so I pretty much like bought them all in bulk and I bought a majority of my stuff from one company too. I feel
That's
like that's like a big thing. You don't want to buy from like 10 different companies and then their stuff doesn't even work together.
yeah. And also, even when we were talking about it, if you go get press on nails, which is something I've done before from like CVS or like from a store like
Yeah.
Kiss and like those kind of businesses, like do well, but like the numbers, like each of your nails has a size, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the numbers might be completely different from someone else who's creating this set for you. So, like, just like you said, depending on like what brand you're using, things could be completely different.
Exactly. That's what I realized. That's why, like, even with the press-on nails, like all the different shapes and sizes I have, they're all from one company regardless. So when I measured
Right,
all of them, they all pretty much came out to the same measurement for the most part.
right,
And even though like I'm limited in like the sizes because I'm only with that one company, it's
right.
still good just for the startup.
No, definitely. I feel like that's smart. And they're also going to look at you as a reliable customer. So as you build and grow, they're going to be like, oh, we want to help you and like send you this. Like, what might be beneficial and all that kind of jazz too. For press on nails, this is something I've struggled with, and I'm assuming many other people too. But keeping them on your nails, especially because I've never purchased any from people other than like getting them at the not at the grocery, at like CVS and things like that. And maybe it's just because I'm messing around too much and knocking them off my finger. But what's the best way, like for people who are considering, continuing to go to a nail salon versus ordering press on nails and trying something different? How do you keep them on your fingers?
So the thing with press-on nails is they're not meant to be on there for a long time, but you can definitely get it to last just as long as acrylics or like any other surface.
Right.
And the best way that I think it is to do there is, to do your regular prep, which I have on my website, like how to prep your nails and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much you would glue the actual press-on nail itself, and then you also glue on top of your nail. So
So
you,
glue on your fingernail and on the bottom of the press on.
yeah,
So it's double glue.
basically, yeah. So instead of just
Uh-huh.
gluing one of them, you'll basically glue both, and
Uh-huh.
that'll help to hold it better. And make sure, like, when you put it on your nail, you hold it firmly to make sure, because you don't want any bubbles or any like air to be in there, because that can cause it to lift even more.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's like the most frustrating thing. And I've used the ones that just have like the sticky and like with no glue and they never stay on. Like I'll wash my hands after the bathroom or something and they come off. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I always use glue even with the sticky ones.
No, yeah, because
Also,
with the sticky, they last honestly just a day. They're only just supposed to last a day, but when you use the glue, it's supposed to last about up to 2 weeks.
okay. And does the double glue damage your nail?
If you take it off properly, it doesn't.
Okay. And
So
is
the
that
way,
something you could share on how to like take it off?
so taking it off, you would soak it in soapy hot water, and then you can also put some oil in it. So those are like all things that pretty much prevent your nail from staying on.
Mm,
So slowly, like once you have your nails soaking in the hot water,
sure.
it'll slowly like get in between like your nail and the fake nail, and then that'll loosen up the glue. So that's why
Interesting.
press-ons aren't really recommended if you're going like on a vacation where you're gonna be in water a lot, because the water lifts your nails.
Uh, okay, so whenever you're going on a real trip, guys, get your nails done. But otherwise, message Nadia. You can go to her to get your nails done for a real vacation, and then message her for press-ons when you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Because I actually, my
Ah,
aunt on vacation not too long ago, and she got press-ons from me. And I didn't really know what she was doing on vacation. I was just like, "Oh yeah, you need some nails? Like I got you." She's family. So I made the nails for her, and she said her nails were popping off because she was in the water all the time. But as soon as she got home from vacation, they stayed on, and she told me she actually had trouble taking it off when she got home
uh-huh.
because she
That
wasn't in
makes
the
sense,
water like
though.
all the time anymore. Exactly.
I never even thought about that. That makes sense.
And you just
Hmm.
need nail glue. You don't need like Gorilla Glue. You don't need to use that crazy stuff on your hand.
Right.
Just regular nail glue should be good.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that makes sense entirely. I just never even thought about that. I would just get so frustrated when they would come off. So for the press-ons and like the sets that you've already created, the ones that aren't customized, where do you get the inspiration for the designs that you create?
Honestly, since I have like my own separate nail page and even just on my personal page, I follow a bunch of nail pages. So I just kind of see them on my Explore. And when I see a design I really like, I'm just like, how can I like recreate it to where it's my own thing? And then
Mm-hmm.
usually I also change up the colors too. So if I see something I like and maybe they use blue, I'll be like, huh, I can try to recreate something similar, but do it maybe in red instead.
Totally. Yeah,
And then I
that's
also try to like look at trends. So anything that's like popular or that people, something that's just common, then I try
yeah.
to make it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is something we discussed, but a lot of the nails that I feel like I've seen these days are like the ones that are all different. Do you feel like that's like a more trendy thing, even if they're similar? They're like each nail is like different a little bit, or is it more common for people to have like a consistent pattern?
The different nails is definitely a lot more common now. I think it's just because instead of you just like walking around, I guess, with the same type of nail, I guess, on your finger,
Right.
having them like all different kind of gives the nail tech more creativity. And that
Yeah,
way, it's like you don't feel like you're just copying somebody else. Like you as a client and you as a nail tech, you don't feel like you're just copying anybody else. So they're all different.
totally. I think when someone finds a nail tech too that they really like, they kind of, are you a do you watch TikTok?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah, some people are like so into it and some people are like, no, I'm too scared to get hooked, you know. But they have like a lot of really cool nail pages and different things like that that are popping off all the time. And I feel like once you find someone that you really like too, you kind of just want to go in and be like, do your magic, you know, make it
Yeah,
happen.
exactly.
So I've seen a lot of TikTokers kind of like feeding into that, but like create all kinds of like random things into nails. You know what I'm talking about? Like they'll be like taking out the seed of a piece of
Yeah.
fruit or like something crazy or like a
Yeah.
pickle or some, but I don't know, like cutting something up. So can literally anything become on like a fingernail? This isn't like a real question, but I'm just like, are they just making this up? Is this a real thing that they wear? I don't understand.
No, you can literally put anything on your nails. Like I've seen people put
That's cool.
dead bugs. I've seen people put snake skin on their nails, like real snake skin. And I don't really know why they do that, but I guess it is different because, obviously a bug, I wouldn't want a bug on my hand, but obviously like a real bug is gonna look better than just a hand drawn one. I mean, it looks
If
better
that's what you're going for, right?
and it's creative. Like even
Yeah.
if it's something you wouldn't want to wear, everyone wants to see something that's creative and different.
Yeah, totally. So even if it's not yours, if you saw a friend that had that, you'd be like, dang, that was kind of cool, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I know like a really common thing that people do is that they put money on their nails.
Mm-hmm. Like
And
roll up dollar bills or cut. Do they cut it or what do they do?
no, just cut it. Like usually it is just dollar bills. Usually just cut it into like small pieces and then just put it on your nails.
For each their own. I mean, even that for me, like, I mean, I guess that's cool. If I saw it on someone else, I'd definitely like, damn. But I don't think that's my vibe.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But it is interesting though.
Totally interesting. I love it. Yeah. What is the craziest set that you've ever had to create yourself? Or
I
have
don't
you
really,
ever had anything super abstract and nuts?
I don't really have anything crazy, honestly. The only like the most craziest I've had is just each finger having like a totally different design on them.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna come up with something super crazy after this first set, and I'm gonna throw it your way. Okay?
As
So be
long as
prepared.
I'm not putting dead bugs on your nails, I think I'm good.
There will be no bugs. I promise. I assure you. Ugh. Ew. Ew. I can't even imagine. So when it comes down to pricing, just because we kind of talked about it, it can get really expensive to get your nails done, $30 to $100 depending what you want. How do you kind of pick and choose just for people interested in ordering and looking into perfectly pressed? How do you choose the prices for your sets, or how does that run?
Honestly, choose it based off of how hard the design is and how much the product costs. So, like, let's say if you just want maybe foil on your fingers, foil is really cheap. It's like just basically really, really thin paper for the most part. And that, since it is so cheap, that's not something that's going to cost you like an extra $20.
Wait, so you mean like foil, as in like you can get metallic fingernails?
I actually have it right here.
Oh, she's gonna show us. Oh, this kind of stuff. Oh, uh huh. But is it? Do you cut it into little tiny pieces?
Yeah, so you can cut it into pieces. You can have it even in big pieces. It's kind of whatever you want. And those, like, they don't cost a lot at all. So for something like that, I wouldn't charge like a whole lot.
Right.
But for something like, let's say, French tips, those necessarily like it doesn't cost a lot for the supplies, but it is something that takes longer to just because
Totally.
you have to make sure the round is the same on every single
And they're
finger.
even. Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of just depends on that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what people need to understand. I feel like when it comes to small businesses, certain things like going up in price sometimes they're like, why the hell is that so expensive? Why is that so pricey? But like, especially when it's handmade and people are doing it themselves, like it takes time. And time and money are two things that are very precious. So are a lot of other things. But when it comes to a small business, time and money are very precious. And so, you know, if you take a long time to make it and you put in your hard work, then it deserves to be more expensive than not.
Exactly. That's how I feel. So that's usually how I price it. Is more so on time than it
Yeah.
is like the materials used.
Yeah.
And I know some techs they use like real how do you say it? I don't even know how to say it. I'm a nail tech. But real Swarovski.
Like Swarovski.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
that like
diamonds, the
yeah,
crystals.
the
Yeah.
little diamonds. Those are not cheap. They're not cheap at all. Just for maybe I would say maybe 30 of them, it would cost a nail tech like $15.
Right.
And for the ones that have like a lot on their fingers, you're using more than 30 for sure.
Sure.
So they already have to charge you at least 20 so that they can make some money back. And 20 is like not even a lot. So that's why they usually charge a lot when it comes to that. Although
Yeah.
rhinestones, those are different. They look similar, but those are a lot cheaper. But they don't shine as much and the shine doesn't last as long either.
Yeah. Swarovski. I don't think that's right, Cass. Swarovski.
I don't know.
I know
But I
exactly
mean,
what you're talking about.
yeah.
I know we got my grandma like a Swarovski, whatever, like phone case. So she like thinks she's so glamorous. She is so glamorous. She is so glamorous. But she has one of those on the back of her phone, and it has like so many of the little diamonds, crystals on it.
Yeah, those
Um,
diamonds expensive.
yeah, no, I mean, but that totally makes sense. And I feel like also giving a client the option, like if you'd like to use these, just understand too beforehand versus using rhinestones, like giving them a choice. If you want the real crystals and you want the real shine, then understand that it's going to be more expensive, point blank, period. That's just how it is. So, did you finish the set that I'm going to wear?
Are you excited to see them?
I'm so excited to see them, guys.
You know, it's still simple, but at the same time, each finger will still be different.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, Nadia, they look so good. I've never done anything like this before. Do you guys see with the little lines and oh my gosh, I'm like zooming in. They look so pretty. No, they look really nice. Okay, I'm so excited.
And that's what I mean by like, you know, me still having my own creativity, but it's still something that you wanted on the nails.
No,
me
totally.
still putting my own spin on it.
Absolutely. No, they look beautiful. I'm so excited. I've never done nails that aren't all the same. Maybe like one accent nail sometimes, like whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've never done anything like this. And she gave me 3 options and we went over different things. And I was like, this is the one I like the best, but like I want them all to be different. So it's like we talked about colors and all of that stuff, mm-hmm. but then allowed her to make that spin. They look so good. I'm so excited. We can set that up tonight. I would like them as soon as possible.
And then even like when we came up with what we wanted, I still like, you know, did some samples just to show you like, okay, these are what they could look like. So which
right. At first, when you sent the samples to me, I was like, is my nail going to look like that? Because the finger, like they look so, the sample's just the shaping. Like,
yeah, no, I use the large sizes just because not a lot of people are large size.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't want to use the smaller ones and then
no, that totally makes sense. That's a good way to do it. The ones on the corner was really cute too. That was like my second one that I really like. They're all so cute. I'm so excited. They look awesome. Thank you. Can't wait. So what would you say makes your business different from other businesses?
I would say mine is different just because I try not to just, I guess, do what everyone else is doing. Because I know like some businesses, they kind of just have like their select things that they sell or whatever it might be. And then it's just like, that's it. Like, if I don't have it, too bad. Right. I try to like make things a little bit more creative for other people. And, something you're not necessarily going to find everywhere else as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think so too. And like we kind of said, you're like an artist, you know, when you're doing things like this and you're creative as a nail tech, you're like an artist. And so allowing people to kind of like feed into you what they want, but also offering them your own creative perspective, I feel like is really important, because you might come up with something that they would never, or like they might come up with something that like sparks something in your brain that's like, oh my gosh, and on a nail, I know how this nail is shaped. I know how it's going to fit your finger and how this would look so cool. So you kind of have to work with your client, like it's like teamwork to make the dream work, right?
Right. And honestly, I've always been an artist my whole life. I just didn't know, I guess, how I can make it into a career at first. You know, like I was just
Sure.
one of those people who just had a nice little cute sketchbook, just drew on it, and that
Yeah.
was it. But I was like, I didn't want to sell my drawings. So I was like, what can I do where it can actually be a career if I don't want to sell my drawings? And I'm like, well, I can draw on nails. That's a
Yeah.
one way to do it.
Yeah. I feel like this is so like, just from how we were never good friends. Like we were friends, we were cool, but like we never
Yeah.
hung out that much. You know, we were friends with Gabby, but like we never hung out a ton. And so for me, when I found out you were doing this, I was like, I mean, like I said, we didn't know each other that well, but like this is so out of your comfort zone from what I would have known. And I'm just like, good for her. Like this is all like what growing up and like becoming an adult and like everything, just like figuring out what you want and going after your dreams. I think that's so cool.
Exactly. Like honestly, you just never know where something's gonna lead you, and you might like one
Oh,
thing, but you don't know if that's necessarily what you want to do.
totally. Totally. The red is really pretty on you, by the way. Your hair looks so nice. I
Yeah.
love it. You're
I think I'm
welcome.
gonna stick with it.
It's really nice. It looks really good. I like it a
Like
lot.
usually my hair is black, but no one ever sees it because I'm like, I'll wait till it's red again, and then I'll put
Yeah.
myself out.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty. It looks really nice.
Thank you.
Definitely. You're welcome. So, if you were to describe yourself in 3 words, it can be words that you would say other people would describe you as well, just kind of concocting a list. But what would you describe yourself as and why?
You know, that's hard. You might have to give
That's
me
why
a
I
minute.
asked this question. This is like the one I forgot to like include it, and I was like, but like this, I can't speak today. Am I okay? Probably not. This is like the kind of question. It's just like makes you think about the positive things about yourself that you don't usually like think
Yeah.
about. So you can
I
take a
feel
second.
like
It's a thinking question.
I feel like one thing I would say is maybe unpredictable.
I
And I'm
love
not
it.
gonna say it like I'm like crazy. I'm just gonna do some like crazy wild stuff.
Right.
I just mean like when I meet people sometimes they're like, you know, I can't really tell what kind of person you are. Like,
Yeah.
are you this type of person or that type of person? Like this actually
Totally.
just happened the other day. I
Yeah.
was hanging out with one of my friends. Well, I guess we're like getting to know each other type of friends, not really like that close. And he was like,
Acquaintance friends. We're almost there.
yeah. He was like, usually I can read people. Like I get to know them a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, you're this type of person. And they're looking at me crazy. Like, how do you know all this about me already? And he
Right.
was like, for Nadia, I don't really know. Like, I can't read you like that. Like, it's hard to tell. And I'm like,
Yeah.
isn't that a good thing? You shouldn't be able to like know my whole life story just from knowing me for like 5 minutes.
Totally. I agree. I think that's good. And like I said, I wouldn't have predicted that you'd be like running your own business and doing all this stuff right now, just from like little stuff. I think it's
I
awesome.
didn't even know. I didn't know
Yeah,
either.
exactly. Unpredictable is a very good word. I like that one. That's a good one.
And the crazy thing is, I went to school. This is like way different from nails. I went to college for math and computer science.
Damn.
So I don't know how I ended up here, but
Do what makes you happy, girlfriend. Spread your wings and soar.
exactly. And another thing, I really don't know.
You got this. You can do it.
I've had, what is some stuff that people have said about me? I
You could
just
say,
love the unpredictable because people have said all different types of things.
yeah.
They've said, you talk a lot, but they've also said you're shy and you're quiet. I feel like
Well,
it just depends on who I'm around.
yeah. I mean, you could also say creative. I mean, I'm getting that. I feel like anyone who's going into any kind of artsy thing, but you're bringing
Mm-hmm.
something that's like art for you, something that you enjoy, something that's a talent of yours that you like, and getting creative, which is really cool. And creativity is like the spark of life, honestly. I feel like so many people, it makes me so upset when people are like, I'm not creative, I don't have that mind. And like, I have a very creative mind, but I'm like, dive a little deeper and you'll be able to find it. Like,
I feel like everyone's creative. It's just you have to find
it's like
out
fun.
what it is that you're creative in. Like it doesn't necessarily always have to be like just art.
Art, no.
It can be other stuff. But
Yeah.
I like that one. That is a good one.
And also, if you're going after like having your own business and just like following your dreams, that's being driven, that's being ambitious, that's being like ready to be like the best version of yourself and go after your dreams and just be like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get to where I want to be.
And I'm definitely very independent as well.
That's a good one too. And that's really important, especially as you get older. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you say that why would you define yourself as independent?
I always like to just do things myself. Like even if I know I need help or even if I ask people for help, I'm still just like, honestly, let me just get it done myself and that way it will be done however I want it to be done.
You'll be like, help me, please. Just kidding. I don't want you. Don't help me.
No, I don't mind
Yeah.
getting help, you know. I just also like doing things myself.
I mean, that's a good thing too. And that's total like boss woman out there, girl. And that's like what we have to embrace and understand is that women are able to do all these things and get it done just like men can. And not saying all men are underestimating us, but I think like small businesses owned by women is like super cool because you should be independent. Like you can always have your sidekick and your person who's there with you, even if it's your like you do it together, but you can do a lot of things on your own, which is special, important, great, huge, all of it.
Exactly. Don't have to rely on anybody else, but it's also okay to ask for help.
Totally. And sometimes you have to because you can't do everything by yourself. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't. And you can try, but it doesn't work like that. At least for me, it doesn't. So, but for most people I've run into, it doesn't work to be able to do everything on your own.
No, yeah,
It's,
definitely not. You just never know like what's gonna happen to where you do need the help.
exactly. But when you're ready or like when you need it, you definitely should ask for it. So for sure. What
Mm-hmm.
are your goals for the future? Would you ever end up wanting to like open your own salon? Want to like build your perfectly pressed online and your ambiance and your clientele? What are your thoughts and goals for the future?
I thought about possibly opening up my own salon,
Okay, pretty cool.
but that's like something that's like kind of iffy. It's almost like, do I want to open up my own salon and then that way I can have things run how I want it run, or do I want to honestly just keep improving on myself and then maybe later on help other like future nail techs? So I feel like I can kind of go like either direction.
Yeah, I mean, opportunities are endless. You could also, I've never seen, other than the section at CVS, I've never seen a like nail, like press on nail, like shop. You could even have like a kiosk, something cool at the mall, and have like be doing the nails. I don't know. There's so much opportunity for this, and I feel like so many people like their nails done, and everyone likes things to be done conveniently. A lot of people really enjoy going in and getting their nails done, and like the hand massage and all that. But there's so many things you could still incorporate as a press on nail tech too. That would make the ambiance just as great as long as they're gonna stay on and people know that if they get wet, then like they
That's the
might
only downside with them is because we literally wash our hands every day. We take showers every day. We wash the dishes.
right.
But like as long as you're careful, they can still like hold up even through those like daily activities.
But aren't you using the same kind of glue if you go get your nails done at the salon too?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same kind of thing. If you wash your hands too much, couldn't they fall off?
Depending on what you're getting, yes.
So
It's a lot to it, but like
yeah,
what we use to put on the tips, it is the same glue.
right. I know. I noticed that. I was like, wait, whatever they're putting on, I have this at my house too. Totally, totally. So I think it's really awesome what you're doing, and I'm really excited for you to build your business. When did you start all of this overall? Like pretty recently, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
actually just got my nail license at the end of 2019. So
okay,
literally right before all this whole COVID mess is when I guess like really got started.
right. That's awesome. Good for you. And then your perfectly pressed the website I know had just come out when we scheduled our interview, right? So that's pretty recent.
Yeah, so that one I've just kind of been, stocking up on supplies, doing my research about owning a business because doing nails is different than like having like a whole
Totally.
website, all of that extra. So I was like, let me make sure I really know what I'm doing before I actually launch the website.
No, absolutely. Well, it looks great, and I think that the customizable option is awesome, and the sets that you have now look really nice and gives people lots of options.
Everyone loves it. Honestly, a lot of people have been asking more about the custom sets.
Yeah,
I
I
think I've
just feel
only
like
had, oh sorry, I think I've only had one sale that was like the other stuff.
yeah, I mean, I just think people have preferences and they have certain things that they like have in their brain and go to the salon for, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like I'm like that too, though. I mean, if I saw one I really liked, I'd totally pick it. But I feel like I'd prefer something that I like, especially because I know it's made for me. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
cool, so cool.
But I
So,
really like the set I did for you, so that might have to be an option.
what'd you say?
The set that I did for you, I might add that as an option.
You should.
But
I know
I
people can just pick their colors, right, and like things of the sort, and not
yeah.
everyone has to do the same colors, or they could. I don't know, but
Mhm.
that's really cool. You should. I think that one would be really popular. So what tips do you have for other people who are going after their dreams and might be a little hesitant or scared, or just people who are wanting to start their own business and go on a new endeavor?
I would say the first thing is just know what it is that you want to do. Even if it's something that you feel like nobody else does or nobody cares about, if you want to do it, then just go for it. And do your research, because depending on like what route you're taking, there can be so many like different obstacles that might get in the way. So just
Totally.
kind of like try to prepare yourself. You're never fully prepared until it happens, but just try to prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, just go for it. There's nothing, really, there's nothing that's stopping you, because you can start a business with $0.
Yep, you can make it work, right? You find your way, you invest, you can, there's so many things and ways and means of making things work and making things happen. That's awesome. So, seriously, like I said, so proud of you, excited for you on this endeavor to go after your dreams and continue creating and building your business. I'm really excited for you, and I'm excited for my set. Guys, I'm going to be posting pictures, so everyone better order from Nadia too because they're so beautiful. Where can everyone find you if going to check out your website or just look at your nails?
So my website is actually in my bio, and it's called perfectlypressed.shop.
Mm-hmm. And then do you want people to check out your Instagram too?
Yeah, of course. So my nail page Instagram is also currently in my bio. So that one is nails.by.nad. So NAD.
Perfect. Because I'll include all of this stuff at the end of our chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so people can click on it, check it out. So also for anyone that didn't get to see our interview this evening, it'll be on my IGTV, which is posted on my Instagram. I will take it after a couple of days off of my profile grid, but you can still find it there. So I'm also building my brand. It's called Elco, and it's all about community building, finding creative ways to bring people together and do fun things and just like support small businesses and all that kind of jazz. So if anyone misses the chat, then go ahead and go on to YouTube and type in Elko Community Building, and you can see my interview with Nadia as well. So thank you so much. I will message you after this so we can get that nail set to me, rocking and rolling, whatever you need
Yes,
from me,
sure.
whatever from you. Thank you so much. Like I said, so excited for you, and I hope you have a wonderful night. You're going to do great things, and I can't wait to be a part of it and see it happen.
Thank you. It was so nice talking to you again after so long.
Of course. Yeah, it's great to connect. I hope you have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.